This isn't the one I was telling GR about, but you're back. Unless he was to know that he was podcasting, I don't want him to get into it because he's got to get to work. I can't put it in front of him, so he'd be seeing me behind it. Extra. Good. Are you both showing down the roof? And desserts. I'm not sucking so very good, but also tiny. Be right with you.
Still got your balls in. I was trying for you more often. If only you dropped it more often. Mm-hmm. And if only you'd come back with it. Yes, you were disappeared. Yeah.
I guess that was him squeezing the ball. That noise I heard. You're not gonna bring sleeves with you, or you are?
No.
Why not? You know it's chilly out, right?
It's supposed to go up to 25 degrees today.
Oh, really, eh?
And if I seriously needed something to wear, I'd grab it out of the pile.
Oh, you would, eh? Huh.
I just know from experience that. Yes.
Here I come.
Oh.
Just in case. Okay, here I come, folks. Here I come, bang the drum. I don't know. I don't, eh? Nope, I do not. I don't. I don't. Here I am. Hello. Oh, one thing I don't want to forget, though. Because that coffee, I tried to adjust my coffee that day because it was iffy, and I knew it already had lots of sugar, and sometimes salt helps, and then it was way too salty. So, so I have this just silver thing. So I remember I was making coffee, but I almost forgot. Yeah, it could be a fairly social day later today for me. Maybe a bit more hectic than I think, but it could be a small group too. I mean, they might be only able to take a certain number of people, but that could be 15, 20, 30. Who knows? I mean, the place is only so big, and I'm kind of familiar with, except for the kitchen, but even that, the biggest room at the place can probably only hold, when you think of tables and things as well, as many as there's been in the past, pretty much, which has been about 10 to 12. So, um, anyway, so, oh, it's already ready. That was fast. Mine, it did start at about 5 or 10 minutes ago, so. We got somebody here just in time. The coffee's being poured. I would like to ask if anybody knows. You can notice that I got a little creative with the emojis in my. Okay, you left. Maybe their phone died. Again, I say it for my reminder and just for other people that post videos, and just because I verbalize it. So then to make sense of it, it really could be not personal, folks. It could be their phone died, or want to settle in this morning and watch this. Shit, the kids are up. There goes the day. Just kidding. You know what I mean? You never know, right? But of course, I'm sure you'll love your kids too, and you'll have a lovely day amongst them and not amongst them. Just kidding. If you have kids, and if you don't have kids, well, hopefully we still have a lovely day, right? Yeah, I don't think I need to. No, he's doing that stupid thing with his ball already. I'm hoping I might be able to distract him with this. No? Wait, fuck, honey. Seriously. I don't have the time for it right now. What do you think? And you need to stop doing that, okay? So bring this with me in case I get drunk. Alrighty. I'll do the taste test first. It's still. I don't want to dump it all out, but I should get more of it out than I did before. It's got to be the worst cup of coffee I've ever made. I don't know why, because I made it the same as usual. Like I said, the amount of sugar possibly. If I don't end up having a good cup of coffee this morning, they probably will serve the thing there, because some people do not have kind of midday naps. Although that's, I guess, midday, but a little later than that. Some people do not nap in a few hours and do not worry whether they'll be kept up. They need to keep going and going and going until bedtime. So, it's just me that tries not to drink at afternoon until evening. But if I haven't had any, even at this place, and I don't want to say why it's ironic, but they actually do give, at their hamper, which I have to remember to check. Part of me wants to call beforehand. It'd be less distracting than there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But um, sorry. Yeah, we have crab bear sugar, and it's all about balance. Like, I mean, sugar isn't quite the same as caffeine, but it's pretty similar. But it has similar properties and effects. whether we want to say just with the way the mind perceives it, or it actually does. A bit of both, probably. So, but I bet you they'd have coffee. You know what? Seriously, enough. If you're wondering, and why wouldn't you be, right? I don't want to put you up there yet, Sonny, because you'll be up there when I'm out later. Probably only for a couple hours, but our dog has a ball and he likes to drop it behind furniture that has two. That looks cool on the ceiling. I guess it's from the window. Hush. Here. You know what? If that don't work, I'm going to give you the extra tasty one. Just a moment. He likes to drop it behind the thing, and it's got 2 cases of water on it and other stuff, and it's just annoying. I almost couldn't find them. They were so almost falling behind the stove there. Oh, is that what it took? Opening the package. Okay. Part of me thinks this needs to be hotter, but it's a laptop I'm using, and I don't like to have it on top of the microwave when I'm using the microwave. And that's not the one I just took from the freezer, is it? I don't think so, no. Sorry, I'll settle in a moment here. I promise. I just didn't want to not be on screen if somebody tunes in too, because some people will be curious to see what's coming, who's coming into the video, what's happening, and other people will be like, nothing's happening, I'm leaving. And I do understand the impatience a little bit. I do, which is why I'm multitasking and trying to be careful with the laptop. And I spicken a little bit about it the other day in the video, which, to be honest, I'm obsessing a little bit about that still, about the video itself. If we're going to talk about obsessions, like there's common OCDs, and then there's kind of just like obsessive thinking. Like rumination, it's also called. I already went on and on about I still have some things to figure out about my style, which is doesn't hugely, this is very pink though. Very. There's a let's pink around here. Yeah, actually, and that's Did you understand that? If so, you are very talented. Yeah. Maybe I'll say dress me then. Dress me now. But yeah, it's about time that I get into the topic, I think. So nobody's here though, which is always that paradox or whatever you want to call it. It's like, but the one last night, I mean, sometimes the numbers aren't accurate. I've totally noticed that. It's like, whether it's been the same person coming or going or not, there's been at least 6 or 7 people, and then right after I wrap up, it says there's been 2. And that's, of course, the people that select to have it down, and then it might not show them to me either. Or no, but and it got like 12 or so views afterwards, which I know isn't a lot, but it hasn't been that long either. That was late last night, and it's early this morning. But and I feel like during it had maybe only 4 or 5. So I mean, did it not? Oh, here it is. Yeah. But that's one that's been in there a bit longer, I guess. But yeah, so what do I want to say about it? It is interesting, actually, that this is today's topic, and I've only been up for about an hour, I think, ish. But because this is why I've been up for an hour. I'm just kidding. Somebody else in the house had to be, so am I. Just kidding. But kind of. I person that was on my mind the other day when I was doing my podcast, two of the people I knew from a place where I actually kind of remember having a chat many years ago when I went there more with somebody else from there on the topic of OCD because she had it. She had it, and like I don't. Again, I don't mean to sound like I'm not understanding of people and or that I'm judging. I truly don't. But sorry, just there's something on this bottle. Usual marks wasn't usually there. Um, but I don't understand. Man, I want to have that radio on a little bit, just a little, a little bit of background noise. And I think I forgot to bring the charger with this. Oh well, next time I'm up there. And you left here on July 15th. That's ironic. Anywho, and I'm really sorry about the dog. I'd put him upstairs and it would probably work, but he's gonna be up there while I'm out later. Hush, please. Hey. We love him, we do, but he's very annoying sometimes. That's enough. You know what? You will go up there for now, and then you'll come back down here. How's that? Up you go. Thank you. You go. Road, and then a little further east, we are seeing slower traffic on Siemens Road between Anfla and William Avenue. If you spot anything else while making you, let us know. Even if it's not close to the time when we're sleeping, we should just not give him his ball. I feel bad. All he wanted was his ball, so I'll leave that treat there for him later. We should just not give it to him. Inside, because he does this. Say, drops it behind something, or sometimes not, and then just barks at it. And it's like, you don't want to have to be getting it every few minutes. We could play catch with him, but honestly, sometimes he likes to drop it and pick it up within seconds just himself, or he doesn't want to give it to us. And I don't know why he does that, but he certainly likes to play catch sometimes. Anywho, back to the topic at hand. So I don't mean to sound like I'm judging anybody when I say that I don't really get the whole check your door 5 times. Some people will possibly even almost be at their destination and then think I need to go back and check the door again. As far as I can understand once, and I can certainly understand, like, say you are close to or at your destination, and then you wonder, and it's like, well, I already got all the way here and I don't want to leave. Then I can understand obsessing, did I lock the door? Did I lock the door? I hope I locked the door. Not like every second or even every minute, but I can understand that. But, when you actually can go back and check and lock it, and then you still wonder, that's what I don't get. But at the same time, just the basis of why people do that, I think probably makes a lot of sense. They have possibly been through something in their life that caused them to kind of have that panic response or, react, because of past trauma. Um, Thankfully, I haven't. Um, One other thing that a lot of people with OCD do is counting, right? And uh, this counting. I think a lot of those people might be a bit more kind of prone to being numerology type of folks, because I think I am. But it's like, I don't know. I'd be very curious to know if anybody else does this. And sometimes it doesn't work, or it works differently for me. That like as far as like what I tell myself, and sometimes I even tell myself, "Oh, I'm just trying to make it so that I'm comfortable," you know. And it's not, my OCD isn't too bad really usually, and it's not, maybe not as bad as it used to be, but it's like I'll do these things where I'm counting up to either a lucky number. There's only a couple of those, just kidding, uh, or a certain number. I'm a little bit worried that that might be a little too loud for YouTube. Might not like it. Um, yeah, and it's kind of like, like because sometimes the mind will. Sorry about all the movement in this. Sometimes the mind will make connections, and you know, you'll be, and then sometimes you have certain feelings, and then it's a kind of way of talking yourself away from those feelings. Doesn't always doesn't always come to mind even, and it, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that made sense. I'm not sure what else to talk about. I mean, it's been a while since I've been in a OCD support group, and like I say, since I've really experienced, if we're talking about rumination, I can talk about that for a moment. um um I'm curious if those are pace. Doesn't look like it though. Let me just check that for a moment. Yeah, selecting from up to down, down to upward. Let me just make sure. The dog is being something else to tell you. Might be worth doing that now and then, just because I think it might be nice to kind of freshen up that way while he's in there, and then let him out. That's what I might do. That's what I might do. Pick the shirt. Pick the shirt beforehand. Sometimes it does take me a bit of time to head out. So, to get myself organized. Anyway, so I want to wrap this up because there is something else that I'd like to do. More than one thing, actually. Okay, and that'll have to go into the sink now. I just want to remember, since it just fell into that garbage. I'm sure I would remember, and of course, germs is another one, actually. Um, and at the basis of it, I would think that most people who have a germ OCD, they don't want to get sick and die. They actually like their life, even if it's difficult living with OCD or whatever. And I get it. I get it. I do feel that the body is a lot more immune than, we don't have to get talking about the pandemic and people's opinions about uh, vaccines and just in general and this and that. But yeah, it's and I think there was underlying health problem with that person. Or like, you're an adult and you're acting like, yeah, I don't know the way they got this marks on there. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's um you know, there's both obsessive compulsive in the sense of being really neat and tidy and clean, again, I hate to sound mean or whatever. I don't get those type. But then again, I also, I if it's something you're struggling with, OCD and this and that, and I talk about mental health on here quite a bit, but not this particularly very often. Interestingly, and hopefully, but I just feel extra padded for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, I do send you care and hope and all that stuff that that you find ways to work with it and improve. Nothing's going to be perfect, but that you get the help that is best for you and that it helps. I don't understand the overly tidy, like minimalist side of things, but I also don't really understand. Um, there was something a moment ago I said we could talk about that for a moment. Oh, rumination, right? So before I forget, but I also don't understand, like, mostly don't like people that are like, well, let's just say it, hoarders. Um, Nobody's here at the moment, but yeah, you know, um, I'd like to hoard some viewers. Is what I'd like to do. I hope that doesn't come across weird uh, on the video. But um, like I have had tendencies where I get close to that, and it was especially noticeable in a smaller apartment than in a big house. But I mean, some of you have probably caught notice of that shelf before, and then this is the coffee table right now. I mean, and I know G would like it to be a little tidier, and actually, it is a little tidier than it was. Not that it was much worse than that, if that's what you want to call it. Um, but I put some stuff in in a bag or so. But like I don't understand, you know. Again, I say this with care and concern, I guess, for the people. But like some hoarders, I guess I'm basing this on the show. uh, has given me this knowledge, kind of, and maybe just I don't know, not so much criticism, but like it's not just that they have a lot of stuff, but it becomes gross. And I'm sure that most of us know what I'm referring to, or the type of things I'm referring to when I say that. We don't necessarily have to get into it. And I'm not trying to tell you what to say, what not to say, but you know, but I think that most of us know what I'm referring to, and it's just, and that's a level that I don't understand. I mean, I acknowledge that it happens, but it's a level I don't understand. Um, but So I'm somewhere in the middle, and it's very interesting to realize about myself, actually, that I am kind of in the middle in a lot of things. Like nobody's here right now, so and what if they were, hopefully they'd show me the same kindness and acceptance and respect that I would show them. But like lately, not actively, not out and about very much, but you know, well, my orientation, yes, my gender, my, you know, the other struggles that I have. It's kind of like they're not like full on, like super distressing and um, super hard for me, but they ain't easy either. So yeah, I'm kind of, and in some ways I don't mind that. In some ways I don't mind kind of. Yeah, this side now is coming apart. No, but it still looks like just this side, but it looks like that side. It's because it switches it around. It's an old hat. I must remember to ask him for those. But yeah, so basically, I'm not going to go too much longer because I do have a couple things I want to watch. Um, some browsing I want to do and some things. Have to figure out the rest of what I'm going to wear today. A lot of times, if I'm not going out, I just wear what I get up in. Um, but let's spend a few moments, perhaps, talking about. I'd be interested. That did show. Talking about rumination. I mean, without anybody here to chat about it with, as there isn't right now. Oh, before I forget, I also want to. Well, I have a very much visual thing reminding me to bring that up before I finish, whether there's somebody here or not. You say there's a lot on YouTube, there's a lot of distractions, and people have uh, their lives, and sometimes it's an algorithm thing too. Um, some videos do better than others. And sometimes it's what people are searching for too. Really, nobody's searching for OCD. Just kidding. But I feel bad because he's hopefully I'll calm down by the time we get up there. But ruminative thinking. Okay, now it's being wonky. Okay, but now it's fine. The other day it was there like that for longer, and it was affecting things probably. But this time it was very briefly. So meant to be that I roll a bit longer. Meant to be for somebody to come in here and say something. Something lovely, and give a like and subscribe if they haven't already. I have new subscribers. I know that. They've told me so. Ruminative thinking. Um, you know, I'm a thoughtful person, and in a lot of ways, how do I put it? I I think deeply. I kind of advanced, for lack of a different way to put it, in some ways, but other times I'm a late bloomer and I'm slow. You know, in other words, I guess I'm human. I don't know, but I think I'm more the first than the second. But it was only, well, I think in my 30s, my ruminations got worse, um, because my life, like, I was still somewhat busy when the pandemic came, just to come back to that for a moment, but not as much as I had used to have been. At any other point in my life, really, mostly. But yeah, things slowed down a lot. Things were harder to reach goals and such, I guess. And so I don't know what his problem is. You know what it is? It's that he's upstairs now without the ball, um, because he could do the same thing there, you know, and and yeah. Anywho, um, I I realized that rumination often comes from. Well, actually, I just had another realization. Something you haven't healed from, something difficult from your life that you still struggle to accept and find healing from. And two, yeah, hopes, desires, and sometimes needs that have not come to be, that are not working out, are not happening as you feel that you need them to, and as would be most helpful to you and all that. Um, um, yeah. So, and to me, that makes a lot of sense. when it's something that's really important, that you really want or need, depending on how people define those two. Um, I mean, you could say needs is defined by your basic needs, basic needs as a person: shelter, food, hydration, connection, etc. I mean, those are the main ones. But, um, but still, you know, and, in some cases, it may simply be as easy as doing a couple of things that may actually be fairly easy to get there, and you're just putting it off and procrastinating and avoiding it for whatever reason. Or you may be trying and it's just not working out, or you don't know what to do. And I empathize with all of that as well, pretty much, and so let's talk about it, you know. You know, and it could likely be hard things. I guess if I hate to, put a limitation or whatever, or to say, but this is off topics. But I would say if it has to do with divorce or you know breaking up with somebody, um, in any capacity, um, I'd really rather not go into those topics. Um, to me, it's just uncomfortable, and I just simply don't feel like I'm the person. Although I've had exes, not like ones that I've ever married, but just using that term in a more general sense. Because I remember my step used to say, "Oh, you've been married?" No, people use this term just to mean past relationships too. You know, it's just not something that yeah. But most anything else, sure, let's do it. Um, it's kind of like, yeah, put it in the comments and let's chat about it. I'd love to help you. Again, remember to like and subscribe and such. And because I haven't been up long, I need my energy for later today, physically and in general. Nobody's here and I'm tired. I'm going to wrap this up. Um, it would have been lovely to have had a chat during, but this was just a quiet one. So I hope to hear from you once it's posted. And yeah, I wish everyone a good day and week. And I hope we will be part of each other's day and week in the conversations below the video. Take care. Bye for now.